So I'm supposed to come up with 3 examples of how my theory can apply to real life situations. That's not easy because, people have rights and you're not supposed to talk about their personal stuff. Some of those people gave me permission to do so, but still, I'm not really too keen on it. Because why talk about somebody else's stuff to somebody who's not at all related to the situation, even if it is for a good reason? Well, there's one situation I was thinking of. It was one of the first situations that I dealt with, and that was with my one buddy. He was talking about how he was having issues with his roommate. This girl, she had a house, a couple kids, and her boyfriend split up, and so he was out of the house. So, to help her out with bills, and to also give him a space, because he's a truck driver on the road most of the time and just need a little space every once in a while, he moved in. But he said she was expecting not just the money he was giving her, but more money than that. Also doing chores, also taking care of the kids. He didn't mind doing those things, but just the fact that she was just expecting it, like it was part of his job or something. And he said, I don't understand. And I asked him a couple little questions, opening questions about her type of behaviors. Is she kind of one of those people who's kind of like, she likes numbers, or she's kind of ordered, or, she likes things a certain way, things like that. And he's like, yeah. I said, I'll tell you what the problem is. You're her boyfriend. Or you're replacing him. Those are all the same things that the boyfriend was expected to do. In her mind, she hasn't been able to reset to say, this is friend, this is boyfriend. There's a difference between them. You're a man, he's a man. And then living in the house. So in her mind, you're the same, one and the same. So she's expecting the same thing from you. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. He gave me a computer because he wanted me to start writing a book about the theory. He's like, you're really onto something. That was years ago. Been stewing on this for way too long. So then also another time I was online, and I saw some girl complaining about how she and her boyfriend had moved in. And they had made some oral agreements on how, he was going to pay the rent or a percentage of it, and expected to do certain responsibilities, things like that. And she says, no matter how many times I say it to him, he doesn't do it. He just doesn't do any of it. And she's like, I don't understand. He's a good boyfriend in all other ways, but he just doesn't do those things. I'll tell you what the answer is. You need something in writing, because seeing is believing. In order for his brain to be able to create this agreement as an actual legal, lawful agreement, he needs to be able to see it in writing. That's your answer. Let me think. What's another situation? There's the one, but I already told her about it, and that was how my one friend was wondering why her niece wouldn't get a license. Well, because she didn't need one. Her father has gone out and bought her 2 cars. One sits in the driveway waiting for her so that she can go take her test, get her license, whatever. But she just won't do it. The question is why? And to most of the rest of the people in the world, they're like, you've got a freaking car sitting out there waiting for you. Your father's ready to take you to the driver's test now. He's ready to do all the work. He's done all the work for you except for actually take the test. How come you're not going to do it? How come you're not even interested? She doesn't need to be. She doesn't need a car. She doesn't need a driver's license because her father drives her everywhere she needs to go, including work. And she can take an Uber. He pays for that. And she can get the Uber Eats thing. Do you see a need for a car? No. The want. She may want one. She may want a license at times, but that's the what is right here, right now, and it passes. And a want is not the same as a need. She has no need for a driver's license. That's why. But that was one I already told her about. There's gotta be some other example I can give that wouldn't be... See, one of the difficulties I have is I have other examples, but they're so involved. Because not only do you have to have the example, but you have to know the reasoning behind why this person's even doing that to begin with. For example, the girl in the last example, her father and mother had not only split up, but there was it was a bad divorce. And mom had some severe mental issues that the girl got to witness and be part of quite often. So it created some issues for her. And those things don't make sense. Mom acting that way, mom and dad getting a divorce, those things don't make sense. And for whatever reason, the ability to roll with it and just say, well, not my problem, move on, da, 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 and also functionally, just detach from it, not there. So instead, her mind's going to sit there and spin on it not making sense. And in the meantime, her brain is going to detach from things that most other people think would be a need. But her brain is going to look at things as, I need to eat, I need to breathe, I don't need to drive. That's an extra, that's a luxury, because she has everything she needs. So that makes driving a luxury. For a lot of people, driving is not a luxury, it's a need. There is nobody else to drive them to work. There is no other what-if alternative plan. But for her, there is. So then no, she doesn't need a license. But all the rest of my situations are a little bit too more involved in that. That's a toughie. I'm going to have to really think on that one. I'll have to come back to it. And I got to get home.